Oh, wait, pull your mic in.
So what am I doing over here? Do I have to participate in your conversation at
You
all?
don't, you don't you don't necessarily have
I'll
to,
just
You can chime in.
but if you want to chime in, like I'm good with you chiming in.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hoping somebody chimes in. Hoping I'm not out here on this island by myself.
You're not alone.
Do I just go?
Yeah, whenever
Okay.
you're ready.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
get your drink. Be
Now I'm
comfortable.
ready.
Yeah, hang on. Maybe I should get a drink. Should I get a drink?
I think so. You look a little empty-handed.
I had a guest that asked for like pale ales,
Oh.
but I don't know anything really about beer,
Yeah.
and so then I bought this like value pack of like that had pale ales in it, but I was like, because he's not going to drink that many, and I don't know what they are. I probably won't drink them, but maybe I'll drink these other things. And one of them was this Mas Lima salt and lime cerveza.
That sounds kind of yummy.
You want to try it first before I drink it?
No.
I mean, no lips, no nothing.
You don't care if my lips?
No, I don't know. I have a child. I have a child.
I feel about everything.
Dude, okay, how gross is this? For a long time, my daughter would. Oh, this is so gross. She would eat open Oreos and eat the cream part, and then I would just eat the cookie.
I would do that.
Oh, okay, that's normal.
We
No,
all
yeah.
eat the scraps of our children.
No, but I mean, but like she's all like,
Licking it.
yeah, like slow licking it,
it's like
eh.
soggy.
So like like it's like saliva.
Oh, that's gross until
Oh, yeah.
it's not that gross till they're in school and you're like, I don't know what virus I'm about to pick up by eating her.
The sickest I've ever
Yeah.
been in my life is because of my child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nasty little petri
I told
dishes.
you they're gross.
Yeah.
No one told me how
Mm.
Yeah.
much until I went
They
out.
wouldn't tell you that, otherwise you wouldn't have them.
I know. I consider myself a very
Civilization
healthy
wouldn't
person.
be here. But civilization just wouldn't be here because no one would do it.
But civilization is here because those little bastards.
I know. They're so cute.
Well, and they put good diseases in your body so you live longer.
It's true.
You got a lot of antibodies because of that. That's great.
True.
All right, what you got?
Okay. What is something you needed or felt was missing from your childhood?
Ooh, man. I was a pretty emotional kid, and I just think this is gonna be so short. I was an emotional kid, and I think my parents just, I mean, there just wasn't kids like that when I was little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I needed a lot. Yes, did you?
Oh, no, keep going. I won't interrupt you.
And they grew up in a different era of like a different thing, and
Yeah.
I'm not upset about the way they raised me, but as a kid, I probably needed more emotional. But also, I don't know what that would have done either.
Yeah.
That might have been a bad thing too if they had leaned into that. Maybe I needed that toughness.
Yeah. Our parents' generation was definitely more attached. Is that a bad word?
I don't think it was detached. It was more of like their parents had like gone through a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
and so they wanted to make it better for us. And like and then the world started to feel unsafe. I think too at that time. You know what I mean?
But as far as like, I think parents now, like our generation of parents, is more like tuned into our kids' emotions. I feel like.
Yeah, like 100%. But I think no one had taught them how to do that.
Yeah, no.
Yet.
Yeah.
And no one's really teaching us, except we are more aware now because there's so much more literature and research now. I don't think you were the only emotional kid. It was that it wasn't, no one knew how to like properly parent
Right.
a more sensitive child.
Now we're all
And
just winging it, trying
now,
to do better.
But now there's been so many studies about how our parents and their parents, right? And now we're like, okay, here's how you should be handling a sensitive child. So I feel like there's just people just know. My mom has said to me multiple times, wow, like the stuff you're doing with Sienna, I wish I knew that for you guys. And they just did the best they could. But now we just have so much more information.
That is so nice that your mother says that,
I
That
know.
is nice.
because my mother does not say things like that.
Yeah, no.
No, well, I mean, but she, to her credit, she feels like she raised us in a really good way. So she feels like that is a standard, and it is a
Yeah.
good standard. But this is also it's my life.
Yeah.
It's my kid. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to stay the same all the time.
I think our parents also, it was more of like a one size fits all. Like they parented,
Yeah, these are the things you do to raise a good
They
kid.
parented my brother and I the same way, even though we're two totally different people.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are very different, and I parent them very differently.
But
I
they're
mean,
both. But,
some things are the same, but as far as how I like address each of them or whatever.
well, you parent them from a place of love, but that doesn't look this. It's not spoken the same to each.
Right.
How a person receives love is not the same.
Yeah.
For everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen those funny memes that's like a millennial mom dropping their child off to their boomer parents for the weekend, and they're like, don't say be careful, don't say good job. And it was like running through all these things about how like parenting is now and like how they say you should gentle parent and blah, blah, blah. Like running through their parents, like, please don't say this to her. Don't give her that. Give her choices. Let her put her own socks on. Like, it was so funny because our parents are just so different than how we are.
My mom always is worried about how she is with my daughter. And I always tell her, just do whatever you do. Yeah. Like, she needs to understand different people and different ways of doing things, and people do stuff. Like my grandmother like did stuff like that my mom didn't do. That's why they didn't get along sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I think that's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be sad like if it was maybe exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
Okay.
You're so good at this, the natural.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you believe your purpose to be when you were a child?
Oh man. I really want to say I had none. Like, I didn't know what I was here for or what I was supposed to. All I wanted to do as a kid was be a stand-up comedian. That's all I wanted to do.
Really?
Yeah, but nothing in my life said that was possible.
No one was like, "Hey, you're super funny."
No, it wasn't that part. It was like I grew up in a really small town, and there's no I know no one that's a stand-up comedian. You know, there's no way in my hometown that's a stand-up comedian. There's nobody that is in my hometown that knows someone that's a stand-up comedian. So, like, how would that even, like, start that? And this is, like, way, like, there's not even, like, stand-up comedy specials at this point. There would be random things on, like, HBO and stuff that I would make my mom record. And that's what I wanted to do. But nothing told me I could do that. So then I just did other stuff.
Well, you could use this platform.
Well, in a really weird way, okay, would it be fair to say that for most people, when they get on a stage in front of somebody, they have probably some level of stage fright?
Yeah.
In a weird way, in doing this and then like putting videos on the internet and like trying not care what anybody thinks about what you put on there, it kind of makes you where you're kind of like, man, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably go do stand up and get booed off stage, and like, what does it matter?
Right.
It's, so it's really been something now. I'm like, oh, well, maybe this gives me the confidence. I've done it once before.
How'd it go?
I mean, it was kind of a setup because it's like I had a coach, and so he put together a show.
Oh, okay.
So it's like friends and family.
Yeah.
Were they going to not laugh?
Oh yeah, Grandma was definitely clapping in the background.
Well, it was actually my girlfriend at the time that I like dated like off and on for a bunch of times, and then, oh man,
How many times?
Oh, probably at least 3.
Okay, not 12.
Okay, I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I'm not going to say any names. So we broke up, but I like Erin said, I wouldn't let her go. And so like I was forcing her to do things not forcing her to do things with me, but making her feel guilty about doing things with me. And then we went on like this date, and then she had to go home like real early. And I was like, huh, that's suspicious.
Oh no.
Erin already knows what's going on. So then I followed her to her house, psycho. And
oh yeah, we had to follow people back then. You couldn't track them on their phone.
And so anyway, so I went to the door and I knocked on the door, and she cracked open the door, and I was like, well, and I know she had been dating this other guy, right? And I'm pretty positive what's up?
Same time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, remember, I won't let her go.
Okay.
She's in an Erin situation.
I'm just gonna date this guy too, though.
No, she's in an Erin situation where she's like trying to go on with her life, and I'm not, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, and so she won't open the door all the way, and the other dude is there in the bed, right? And so like I kind of get the door open. Wait, it gets way better. So I kind of get the door open, and I'm like, what? What the fuck is this? And he goes, who the fuck are you? And I go, well, who the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm her fiance. And I was like, holy shit.
You're like, I'm sorry, who?
And then I was like, so then I said, are you picking him over me? And she said, yes. And I was like, all I needed. And from that day forward, I didn't talk to her for like
Did
forever.
Did she marry him though?
Yes.
Wow. Are they still married?
They have kids.
Wow.
They had twin kids together. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm
Yeah.
everybody's life's good, right?
That's so funny though.
I mean, it wasn't funny at the time.
No.
I
Never.
can't believe
yeah.
that you had to like face him. That can be hard on the heart.
Ego.
Ego. That's the word.
Well, I think you know what the weird part is. Like, okay,
Okay, but
let's.
He was ugly, wasn't he?
No, he's really good looking, actually.
I was
Like
trying to help
he
out.
was like, okay. Let me give her this. Like me included, she did not date any ugly. Most of her, all the boyfriends I know that she had were
Yeah.
very good looking, or husbands or whatever, were good looking.
Husbands. She's got a few.
Yeah, but I mean, but like no, she dated good looking people.
Sorry, I didn't realize there were like sub questions on here.
Did you read the sub questions on the other questions? Do we need to go back?
I kind of want to look at them.
Okay, let's just we can review them real quick. Or did we cover? You tell me, did we cover it all?
I think we're good.
Okay.
This one says, "What is missing from your life?"
Before we get to there, I just want to say, when we were on the podcast and we were talking about Erin cheating on her boyfriend because he wouldn't let her go.
Yeah.
Like, for me, this is what I was going to say a while ago. That's what I needed something to like go like you need to leave, right? And her getting engaged to another person was obviously what I needed. And so, in some level, like, I mean, we view it as a bad thing, but like, there's all these other circumstances and other things that you don't know when someone tells you something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say that real quick. Now, what was the question?
The question is, what is missing from your life?
I feel like it's a total cop out to say nothing. But let me say that, like, my life prior to having my girlfriend in it and then having my daughter, like, that life was missing like everything.
Yeah.
And this, but part of my life missing was part of what I wasn't doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the things I wasn't doing in my life to make it like good.
Yeah.
Like I was just doing stuff and I was doing the same thing, expecting something to change when that just doesn't happen.
Right.
Is there a sub?
Definition of insanity.
Yes. Is there a sub question to that one? What's the sub things? What does it say?
What makes you feel this way? What are you going to do about it? What's your first step toward these missing?
What was it?
So here's a good question.
Okay,
would
yeah.
be, what
I like original ones.
during that time when you were missing everything, what was a step that you took to get where you are now?
I feel
Thanks.
I don't want to say people hate this kind of answer, but like, can I say it was like, for me it was religion or it was God?
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, but if say you're not religious, let's just say, you know, there's a listening to the universe and following what the universe is giving you and how you work with it and working against it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I feel like when someone's not following God, in my opinion, they're working against it. Right.
Yeah.
But you can just word that in any other way of like, you know, working with a thing that is bigger than us and how you try to treat people and interact with them is, you know, super important. Otherwise it feels empty, you know?
Yeah.
Erin, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
We'll change roles.
Step out, step in.
Yep.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Well, you can turn it. No,
Do I
you can
need to
turn the
turn it?
mic if you want
Do I
to.
need
That's
to turn it?
Yep. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, if you want. Yeah.
Okay, Scottie. What makes someone a bad person in your opinion?
Oh man.
And some sub questions in case this needs to spur your imagination. Is it the way they treat you, how they interact with the world around them, how they were raised, etc.
I don't know where I heard this before, but someone said that we can all agree that kicking an old lady in the shins is a bad thing, right? No one's going to go like, oh yeah, do that, right? So there's this overall idea of like what we should do and what we shouldn't do, right? And when you start doing things that don't seem like they're in favor of you and everyone else, then that starts to feel like, well, what are we doing this for? And what are your intentions? And are your intentions bad? But also I think that like, not that I want to talk about not that I would want to talk about politics, but when we look at it in the scan of politics, bad is like relative, like it's completely relative, right? So then it goes like, okay, well, now we have definitions of what bad is, and then it makes it hard for people to, does that make sense?
Sliding scale. It's a spectrum, right? There's like super bad, and then there's like a little bad, and there's just like you could be somewhere. You could be like a really bad person, or like have some bad tendencies. Maybe it's a spectrum.
There's got to be a reason, right? That's what I always think when my daughter starts doing weird stuff. I'm like, there has to be a reason why she's doing this.
Developmental challenges.
This is a totally random question, but do y'all have, okay, so I have a daughter, but y'all have daughters, but y'all are also females.
Yeah.
So y'all know that at some point y'all are going to be butting heads, right?
I told my husband I'm out of there when she hits 12. I want nothing to do with a preteen girl if she's anything like I was.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, let me ask you this: how would you feel if she was like you were?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Don't you want to be there and kind of? I just think about my role in my daughter's life as the person that's not that person, and what do I need to be and what do I need to do? Do you know what I mean? Because I know her and her mom are butt heads right now. You know what I mean? I walked in the house one day and they were like both crying, and like I was like, "What's going on here?" And they were like pointing fingers at each other, like each other. And I was like, "Holy!" And then I went to my girlfriend. I go, "Like you're an adult. Like what are we?"
Yeah, like, is this
And she's
starting
like, "Well,
already?
she's acting like what? Like, you know what I mean?" But they're already kind of like
Yeah,
So I just know it's just
yeah. They're gonna need to borrow your calm. Okay, you ready for the next
yeah.
one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Move on. Okay, what is something that you enjoy doing alone?
Oh, 100% like working out. Like the time that I take to like work out and like do like a form of kind of like meditation and I've made this my goal that like I want to be able to dribble a basketball like so good that if like if you're just like, hey, what's up, like I'm like, what's up, I'm like, I just have a ball and I just kind of go I'm just like, you're just like, man, like how'd you get so good at dribbling basketball? I'm like, oh, no, some I'm just like, like doing.
Are you 17?
What?
Are you 17?
No. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
No, I love this.
Because like mastering a skill, like taking time to master a skill, it doesn't matter what it is. Just taking the time to be with it and do it is like, it gives you like purpose and reason and like kind of like I find myself like going like, oh man, I haven't dribbled in a couple of days. I really need to go practice. And then I'll go dribble and I'm like, wow, like I've really gotten better since the first time I did this. And just
have the dribble up?
no, but like so okay, so I'm on this text thread with two of my buddies and they have boys and I have this girl. So like they're always like, yeah, my son's playing baseball now, blah blah. And I was like, oh, my daughter's like taking singing lessons. What? It's not the same, right? And so they start talking about the Dribble Up app. And so then I jumped in. I was like, so what's up with that Dribble Up app? And they're like, oh, like is your daughter going to play basketball? I was like, no, it's for me.
Kid at heart.
But I've been thinking about it. But I use this dribbling thing to do cardio too, because I don't like really doing regular cardio. So I'll take a ball and I'll dribble only left-handed, and then I'll just kind of run back up and down the court and stuff like that, like doing like horses and stuff, right? Doing it left-handed so I can just get better. And that's like it's like a form of cardio. I'm practicing dribbling. Just the other day, I was like, I'm gonna learn how to play the harmonica. Can you imagine if like I just had a harmonica in my pocket and then like we're just somewhere and I'm just like, oh, it's like, oh, just bust it out and just like, it's just like the blues, like all of a sudden, like, you're like, wow, I didn't know you could play the harmonica like that.
You want a hidden talent.
Yeah, I'm hearing like you want to impress people on the fly.
But it's not even, but it's not that. It's more the process of mastering this skill.
It's such a good point. I feel like when's the last time I actually worked really hard every day or every couple of days on mastering something since I was little? I mean, I dance, but do I like practice my footwork as much as I should? No. So I think that's really cool. More adults should, it makes you more interesting. You can play the harmonica, you can dribble while you're having a conversation. All right, you ready for the last question?
Last one, let's go.
What is something in life that you want to challenge? A social norm, control, hate, etc. I was thinking more like a social norm, but what is something in life that you want to challenge?
Oh man. You know, I've said this before, so it's not surprising, but like I feel like I never hear guys like say things like this. Like, oh, it's so fucked up. Having a daughter made me look at women differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like it kind of it made me, you know, like as an example, I am glad that there's a WNBA, and I'm glad that it is running in whatever capacity that it, it needs support and that it happens, because my daughter gets to see that a girl can play this professional sport and play basketball and blah blah blah. And like girls, y'all didn't have that. We didn't have that before, right? And like just being in like I want to give props to my girlfriend because she's such the great example of like someone that's like a homemaker, right? Like that likes to do those kinds of things and be that kind of person. But also she doesn't put up with anything. And then she shows my daughter this really strong example of a person. And it's both, right? And so I guess I want that to be understood more by more people that maybe don't have the experience of being a male and having a daughter. So maybe I'm just talking about guys in general.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, sometimes I'm kind of shocked what my guy friends say about girls that have daughters. I'm kind of like, did you like consider your daughter when you said that really messed up statement? You know what I mean? And I understand guys can kind of be guys, but like at the same time, I don't know. Like maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I'm an emotional kid. I'm kind of sensitive. So like maybe that's just me being like, I don't know. It just feels disrespectful.
Feels different saying those things or hearing those things now.
I don't think I've ever been a person to be real kind of like raunchy and crude and stuff like that. But my friends have. And so now, yeah, like I take it in differently. I compute it differently. But even to the point of like, man, at the end of the day, I just wanted to be a really great person. Like I don't care about the small details. I just want to be a good person. I don't want her to be a POS. You know what I mean? And so I think that her being a strong female is part, well, if that's what she decides, that's part of her being a good person. Her being strong inside her identity of who she is as a person is her being a strong person. And so, and I feel like that a lot of times females get pushed down like that. You know what I mean? And I just don't, like now I'm girl dad. And so it feels like a new responsibility. It's like, well, I became a parent, right? And so, but then I became a girl dad.
I feel like changed a lot being a girl dad. I feel like my husband is very different after having our daughter.
I'm so
Do you feel like that with Paul? Paul's just kind of a caretaker naturally.
Yeah. There wasn't like a major change. He wasn't all broed out and now he's all sensitive. He took care of his younger brother and sister growing up because his parents got divorced. So he's always been a caretaker. Yeah. And has a sister. So
do you feel like you changed?
I've said this before. I'm so glad that I had a daughter and not a son, because it's so easy just to go, well, just do everything I do. But with her, I can't go, just do everything I do. I have to go, well, what are you doing? Like, what do you do? Like, what do you
type of humans do?
You know what I mean? Like, it's like this, like,
Cute.
Obviously I had a mom, I've had girlfriends and stuff like that, but I've never interacted with a female as my daughter. So it's this whole new learning experience, you know what I mean? And wanting to be respectful, like, and I don't, I've never had to do that before. Like, my favorite is like when she got old enough to like kind of go to the bathroom by herself, and because I had to help her before, and then she would go, "Daddy, I need some privacy." I'm like, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I was so glad that she spoke up like that. I don't want to ever feel uncomfortable or anything. These are all new. This is all new feelings. I'm loving a female in a new way that I've never loved a female before.
Aw.
I love my mom in a way. I love my girlfriend, romantically, but then there's this new kind of love, and I'm learning how to love her. And with a boy, it would just kind of be, I think it would have been a lot of assuming and not really exploring and being a good parent. I'm not a good parent, but
Side question to that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you love your girlfriend better?
100%. Because my daughter will marry a person based on how I treat her mother. So no matter what kind of partner they pick or whatever they pick, they will base a relationship of a partnership based on how I treat her mom. So if I treat her mom poor, then she's going to be like, yeah, being treated poor is like, that's cool. And I don't want her to think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, I'm Erin's biggest kind of supporter too. So like, if my daughter like talks back to her or whatever, I will, oh, don't talk to your mom like that.
Mhm.
I gotta jump right in there. You know what I mean? Please, thank you. That kind of stuff. Like, I have Erin's back. And I always tell Erin, like, I want us to try to have as much of a united front when we're with her. And if there's a problem, let's just talk about it later. If it's a major problem, give me some sort of signal and we'll bail out early or whatever. But if it's not a major, like, let's get through, let's show a cohesive front, and then we can talk about it a little bit later.
You know what? I agree with that, and I also don't. And the reason why I don't is because you don't want your kids to see you as a non-human.
Well, I don't mind telling her. I wouldn't mind telling my daughter, like, if we get into something, and my daughter would ask about it or whatever, I'd be like, hey, me and mommy need to discuss something later. Like, I wouldn't shy away from it.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that I feel like at least my parents did, is they tried to make everything look like nothing ever goes wrong.
Right.
Which is great. But at the same time, like, you go, like, when you get in a relationship, you're like, hey, some shit went wrong, I'm out. Some shit went wrong, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? Because I remember those kinds of relationships too.
Yep. And that was my point. It's like, you kind of want your kids to see you work through stuff that's challenging so they know that that's normal, instead of like thinking it's all supposed to be perfect all the time. Because then when they hit those roadblocks themselves. So I find it interesting trying to navigate now. And as she starts to get older, the things she needs, it's important for her to see and hear, versus like, let's talk about that on the side and just tell her everything's fine. It's like going to be a balance.
What it is, though.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a small tiff, I don't mind doing that in front of the kids. If it's like, we're going to have at it,
Yeah.
I hard and fast rule, do not do that in front of my kids.
Yeah.
Like, 0%.
I agree. They shouldn't see you fighting.
Yeah.
I feel like they shouldn't see you fighting,
Yes.
but like having tough
Disagreeing.
discussions.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Okay, all I can think about is that Caitlin said sometimes she solves fighting with having sex. So you don't want to have sex in front of your kids.
We gotta go solve this in the other
we gotta
room.
And then the kid's like, "What's going on?" I think they're solving it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, shoot.
That's a good one. That's exactly what she means.
She probably doesn't mean that at all.
Nope, she doesn't.
Oh,
But she will now.
you got any more questions before we get out of here?
What's your goal with this podcast? Where do you see this podcast going?
So when I initially started it, it was just kind of something we were doing. And then it kind of became part of like my coaching and kind of what I do, right? And so now it's just kind of like part of what I do. So when I think about like, well, where could this go, or what could it do, or what is it doing? I think about that. It's just part of it now. Like there's no, like, I think about that. Like, when I think about stopping, I think about like, oh, like it's not complete. This whole thing isn't complete. And these are the things I hope it does. Like, I don't ever really think about money. Like, a surprise, this thing doesn't make money. But these are the things I think about. I think about, if something were to happen to me, my daughter will know who I am. I hope. I hope that like I'm as authentic as I am as a person on here, so she'll know who I am. I think that that maybe if people that have had experiences like me, and maybe even people that are real close, like inside my family and stuff like that, that maybe they have some healing from some of the conversations I have. You know what I mean? Or even just like other people have healing from the conversations that we have, talking about, oh, we had all the same spirits. Oh, there's somebody more like me. And then the last thing is kind of like, well, I just kind of look at it as like, this is me doing like stand up. Like this is my outlet in that way that I wanted a long time ago, and now I have this thingy to do. You know what I mean? And it really, this I think makes me a better dad and a better coach and a better friend. I mean, that might be argued by my friends because now all they say is that I talk about podcasting all the time. But I feel like it gives us more to talk about sometimes than just like the same old stuff. And maybe they don't like that, but I think that that's interesting. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't, and that's what it is right now. Cause like at other points, it's been like a pain in the butt, or like I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this, or, whatever. And so and these are my eras in this podcast. You know what I mean? Like this is, but let me say, this is no BS. This is probably one of my favorite podcasts that I've done, for real.
You don't say that to all your guests?
I don't say that to all my guests. But I always, here's what I will say. Here's what I can say. I can say that a lot of people come in here promising that they are going to be a good podcast, and y'all delivered. I think you did fine. I think what
Fine?
No,
Fine?
no. At her hyping up is what. Like I don't think you overhyped it.
No, I just said you were going to.
Oh, that's true.
I had a fantastic, but that's the credit to y'all's openness and willing to like talk and stuff.
And your excellent mediation. You're good at it.
I'm just asking questions.
But you have good questions because you listen. If you're not paying attention, you don't have questions. You know what I mean? And you were listening and paying attention.
But you see, like this is what you should do with your husbands.
Yeah. Put them in a chair with microphones with the
No,
camera.
no, not that part. The part like when they're talking, like listen to them.
Yeah.
And then ask them questions. Does he ask questions?
No, he doesn't. Well, no, it's more like.
So weekly check-ins just for you.
Listen, Scottie, he's a dude. Of course it's for me. But we have like a box of cards that kind of have questions like this, but it's more like relationship.
Yeah.
Card, and we have a discussion.
I think that's really
We
good.
do devotion.
My girlfriend and I do therapy. One, shout out to my therapist. I don't want to say her name, but like one, it's been the most effective couples therapy I've ever done. And for the most part, we just kind of sitting there, kind of just learning stuff, like to try to apply it outside of like therapy. And like that's a lot of what a therapist does. A lot of times, like they'll go like, "Oh, let's talk about your problems, and then here's your homework," kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she's more like, "Hey, there's these things we do, and let me teach you how to do them, and let's like take an example and let's do it, and then let's see if you can do it on your own." I've never had a therapist kind of quite like that, and I think it's really made our relationship a lot better because it's giving us like real world application
Right.
instead of like and they're still like bitching and moaning and finger pointing and all that kind of stuff. But it's like it's minimal because then the focus becomes okay. Like this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Like how are we gonna do this? And it's a lot like your cards and your devotional. I feel like it's the same. It's like asking questions, churning stuff up, seeing what comes up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what did I do this week to piss you off? How can I be better? That's the
Okay, before I wanted to say this earlier, but before we end this, I want to challenge you. I want to give you a challenge.
Okay.
I want you to let Erin plan a trip.
Do you know how stressed out I just felt right then?
Do you want to know
I'm not gonna lie.
You know that,
I had a physical
that
reaction
meme
in
where
my
it's like, it's
But
like
no matter
girls-
what happens, you can't intervene. Like, I mean, if you're late to everything and like you just have to roll with everything that
But
happens.
Here's the thing, Scottie. Have you seen the meme where it's like all the girls on the beach and they're like, oh, like the vacation finally left the group chat. They're like all together and they're happy. The vacation would never leave the chat, Scottie. If
That's
she
not
planned
true.
it.
Aaron, I believe in you.
If it was just me and you, I could totally handle it. But if we had to do husbands and kids too, that might be too much.
But this is what I'm saying. I think that
I don't even know if I want that pressure.
Tapping your chair.
I'm
So
like,
anxious.
I don't know if I can do this.
Aaron, you could do this.
I used to be so different.
Because Erin, who plans your trips now?
No one. That's why we don't go anywhere. Serious?
Paul? Your husband?
All we do is buy a plane ticket to England once a year.
Yeah, but who does that?
I asked him to do it this last time. I was like, be sure to book the flights early. And he did. Hey, I'm going to 2025. I'm shedding my old snake. This is year of the snake, shedding the old skin. I'm going to be better. We already got one trip in the books. I'm going to cancel Sienna's recital.
Just tell her that it's not happening.
We
We'll
booked a
talk about
trip,
that
and then Sienna's little ballet recital is on the day we're supposed to be up there. What are you supposed to do with that?
You tell that ballet place that you ain't coming.
And this trip last.
I was
year.
like, Caitlin, we're just going to come up the next day so that Sienna can go to her recital. And she's like, do you realize that will give us, you're going to be driving for a day to stay 2 days and then turn around. And I was like, ay.
Well, but just
Point.
plan the trip to Vegas. Don't get crazy. You know what I mean?
Aaron, you and I can go get married.
She's gonna be late. I'm just
Be like,
kidding.
right. I know. I'm going to miss
She'll
it.
leave me at the altar. 'Cause
Yeah.
she'll have missed the flight.
Be like, I didn't mean to. I'm just late. So wait for me. Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all so much.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.